hips and front legs. It's acting just like my dogs that had Lyme's.
Have you checked it?
I'm gonna go ahead and make us all vocal. So
Okay,
we're
yeah, sure.
online now.
Okay. You ready, Brett?
Yeah, buddy, it's 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm standing up with you. I'm just gonna let
No,
you.
I was just trying to make sure Jason was good. Okay. All right.
See, I have a feedback more to count on what training. But then part of me, it's like.
Sure.
I did get one taker on my directions to Tug Valley.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy if you know what you're doing. Told her where to eat and everything. I would be dang to go to Tug Valley with you. But I really do want to go on the wings and.
You need the sheet. Okay. Right.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get it. All righty. It's 5:01. I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. All righty. We'll start with roll call. Mr. Freshour is present. Dr. Miller is present. Dr. Barber's on the telephone. And Mr. Chapman's present. Dr. Benny's present. So roll call is good. And we'll go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody will stand. All right, Mr. Chapman, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We'll go to delegation and, all right, under delegation, we have Ms. McAtee. Ms. McAtee, if your delegation will directly impact any personnel of Gilmer County Schools, the board would like to hear that delegation in executive session if you were offering you that opportunity. If you don't want to stand up and be on camera here in the public meeting, that's up to you, and you have the floor whenever you make that decision. Or
Part of it would be,
okay, so so you want to go to executive session then?
I would.
No, it's going to be it has to be one or the other.
I would like to do a public comment.
Okay.
as delegation.
Sure, yeah. All right, you can take the podium.
Refraining from-
Yep.
Sorry.
Lisa will have a timer ready for 3 minutes, and she'll tell me when to stop you. And are you ready, Lisa? Okay, you have the floor.
Thank you for your input. I came tonight, this evening, because of some issues and some concerns that I have had, and I wanted to tell you guys what have happened in the past few weeks, and that I've recently really appreciated having the opportunity to reach out to administration. I reached out to our superintendent, and I have talked to a board member about my concerns, and every day somebody calls, somebody messages, and there's not a person in this room right now that doesn't know that I don't stand up for what's right. And I will always be that way. You know, when my son comes home and says, you know, Mom, somebody told me today they're so proud of you for standing up for what's right. And there are repercussions to that. You know, we do get threatened. The kids do have to hear from this. And, you know, so when Tony would take his time to listen, or Brett listens to it, I do appreciate that. And I want to let you guys know that. But with the issue sorry, I'm trying not to make anything. But I did want to remind everybody too, that they can come to you guys. You are elected officials. You have been elected by us to represent us and keep our kids, make sure Tony's doing his job, make sure Tony's making sure they're doing their job at the school. But when people feel like they're scared to come to anybody, or when they do come to somebody and that process isn't followed, like if a parent had a complaint about a teacher or an employee and that process doesn't get followed, they don't know how to do that. Like, there should be somebody in that middle to explain to, hey, this parent, if you don't document this, then it's pretty much hearsay. That the next person who files a complaint against this person is that there's no previous complaint. So when you guys have to look at it, you're like, oh, this is the first complaint against this person. So, you know, I'm hoping that you guys consider reaching out to some of the parents who've had concerns and maybe explaining to them how to document an actual complaint against somebody. So there's a process to where it gets fixed instead of the next parent getting angry and stuff like that. But what I have witnessed is, that your job as a board is to ensure the safety of our students. And when all these people are coming to me with the same concern about the same person, that is what has led me to file those complaints. And I'm sure you're aware of those complaints at this point. A person's personal behavior, whether they're outside here or they're inside one of our school buildings, absolutely needs to be held accountable. They're our teachers, they're our employees. If you're not holding them accountable for what they're doing in their personal lives that affect the community too, then pretty much that sends a statement that they can go out here and do whatever they want. If a female goes out here and is arrested, then you're gonna make that. So if somebody admits that they are a horrible person and that they've done this horrible stuff, you guys should take that into consideration about that personal behavior. And you'll see that in those complaints. And I understand there's a process when you file complaints and you guys have to go by that, but I don't know, it made sense when it was written, but I don't want to, call anybody out. Just to let you guys know that I do appreciate the ones who I have spoke with and the process that, and I hope other people take that process.
Well, the time limit is up, and so we have to abide by the policy with that 3-minute time. So, but we appreciate your delegation. If you need any further communication, sure from us, but our secretary, Dr. Benny, can get that for you out of the superintendent's office, and we'll see what we can do to handle those complaints. But thank you for coming to present. All righty. This time, we'll move to the consent agenda and start with the minutes. I think we have them from February 24th and 21st.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 12th, 2024 regular meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of February 12th, 2024. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty, move on to the next set of minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes for the special meeting on February 21st. Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the special meeting on February 21st, 2024. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion
Aye.
carries. Oh, one abstention. Yep, motion carries. All righty. And we'll go to the treasurer's report, and I believe Dr. Minnie is going to present it for us.
I'm going to try to. I'm trying to get it flipped around there so I can see what I'm talking about. Of course, you guys had the scheduled checks to be written. If you got any questions about those, just please refer those back to me. There's one budget transfer on there. It was for $499.75 to be moved into Fund 51 for the GCHS drain project.
That's the one behind the building.
That should say GES, actually. I believe Steve was moving that money. We got a drainage problem at the elementary school. And it's in the middle of the playground, and we have some funding that is there that we think we could do the sealing of the parking lot. And we've got just a little bit of funding that we think we could cover that. And that should be GCES drainage project. It's in the same fund. It's transferring $499 into Fund 51, and that's so we can handle that drain project. And then, as far as, there is nothing else on there.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to
Just that
approve.
one budget.
Yeah, the budget transfer.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the budget transfers. Is there any further discussion to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Okay.
The second part of this is, and you got this on the, as a part of, just wanted to forward you some of the dates that we have to have. March 3rd, the county assessor, and some of this is from the assessor's office and things like that. March 3rd, the county assessor's office are required to issue all levying bodies certificates of valuation. So that's coming up. I just want to put that on the radar. And after that, we're going to get into the process of requiring the lay of the levy March 7th through the 28th. Each county board is required to hold a meeting or meetings. So we might have to have a special meeting during that time period to ascertain the fiscal condition of the board and determine the amount to be raised by the levy. And then, of course, on April 16th, that's another requirement. Each levying body is statutorily required to reconvene in the March meeting on the third Tuesday. And this is what we do every year. We did this last year. It's just kind of standard business. And officially enter all the levies, and having received approval from the state auditor's offices, which we have to get that. And then no later than May 20th, we're going to making a copy of the proposed budget. So we got the budget season coming up is what I wanted to let you know, just to give you a heads up that all those things are coming down. Steve's working on that. Of course, we're in a transition time, but Steve is working on all of those things for us.
Now,
Okay.
just to make sure I understand, the levy is set, right, for the next however many years?
I believe we're in the year one of the levy. Yes.
Okay, and so we don't change anything with that levy. It will stay the same until we post or lay a new levy, right, in whatever 4 years?
Changing the individual funding sources about what we spend money on in the levy. Yeah, that would be, we'll eventually, of course, all that'll go out for public, but that's several years down the road.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion to approve the checks?
Yeah, we do. That's what I was getting back to. You want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the checks to be written.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the scheduled checks to be written. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty. That will move us into new business, and we'll start with the West Virginia Extension Service Budget MOU. And I believe we have Miss Daisy Bailey here to make that presentation.
Yes, thank you all for having us tonight, and we had our Extension Service Committee meeting last week. Dr. Miller was there as part of your all's board, as well as several other people, Farm Bureau, our Leaders Association, CEOs members, and then we, of course, have several Board of Governor members that are appointed. So we are presenting our MOU to you all this evening. You all should have, do they have a copy? It is the same as it has been previously. We are asking for the $25,000 that you guys have given us gracefully. I've been here 12 years. We've had it at least that long, if not prior to that. And we appreciate those funds, and it's pretty standard MOU as in the past and where we're using those funds. And a large portion of it goes to our administrative assistant, but then also assists with travel needs, office expenses, and also supplies for programming. So, and me and Jamie, of course, she's our 4-H agent, and I'm the Ag and Natural Resource Extension agent, if you all aren't aware of that. But we appreciate your all support. We love working with the school system, Gilmer County Elementary, the high school, the middle school. I think we have a really good rapport with the teachers and administration there, and we love doing those extracurricular activities to build on those educational things. So, and that funding necessarily it helps us do that as well as do other things in the community with 4-H. So
I brought your handout that you gave us at the meeting. I thought I'd leave it here at the board office in case anybody from the public wanted to look at the things that are funded through the Extension Service.
Nice.
So if you all have any questions, I welcome those. If you have any questions about the MOU, please submit it.
Anybody have any questions?
So it looks good.
Thank you, Daisy.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the West Virginia Extension Service Budget MOU.
Second.
Okay. Alrighty, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the WVU Extension Service Budget MOU. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Alrighty. We'll move on to approval of Gilmer County High School floor machine. Dr. Manning.
After reviewing the bids with Mr. Frazier and lead custodian, I'd like to make the recommendation for you all to make the motion to purchase the Planther floor machine from Marietta Paint and Janitorial Supplies for $5,580.41. And I think that you could see that Mr. Frazier has also included a letter there with that recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so been properly moved and seconded to accept the superintendent's recommendation about the floor machine for Gilmer County High School. Is there any further discussion to that main motion?
Is that a waxing machine, Joe? Is that what that is?
It's a little bit of do-all.
Yeah.
It will help us wax it, help us strip it, help us just mop. the
Mop
floors.
it. Yeah.
It'll be ran daily.
No other question.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty. We will move on to approval of consulting services from Perry and Associates. Dr. Manning. This goes with our new audit that's happening. As you can tell, we're short on folks. We have one in finance. Mr. Chesser also used this. We paid around $4,000 last year for this service. And I believe that the agreement says it would be capped at 10. We hope not to use anything near that. But this is to provide extra services during this time, and we are in ultra need of it this year because we're down people. So I would like to have a motion to approve the consulting service agreement with Cynthia Reed, CPA, to assist in the preparation and review of the 2023 financial statement and assist with preparing the MD&A and notes for that.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to accept the superintendent's recommendation on the consulting services from Perry and Associates. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion?
I just wanted to point out that the second page of that agreement says Logan County School Board of Education.
Oh, Lord, yeah, I didn't notice that. And we should get that changed and signed in.
Okay, better note that correction. Any other
I will.
discussion?
I'll make sure that's corrected.
All righty, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty. We'll move on to Gilmer County Elementary School parking lot bid recommendation. Dr. Manning.
This is, we're kind of in need of this. We're to the point where we really need to seal that parking lot. We're 7 or 8 years in, and Mr. Price has procured the quotes necessary on having the parking lot at Gilmer County Elementary School sealed. Mr. Frazier's been involved. We've looked these things over. There were 7 quotes in total, and after reviewing the bid, I recommend making the motion to contract with the Prime Pavement Maintenance for the services at a cost of $11,440 to seal the parking lot at Gilmer County Elementary School. And you got a copy of the bid proposal there that we have talked about, and the total on that proposal, and I think we're good shape.
I make a motion to contract with Prime Pavement Maintenance for the services at the elementary school.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to contract with Prime Pavement Maintenance for these services at Gilmer County Elementary School. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty. Dr. Barr, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All righty, we will move on to personnel. And at this time, I would like to move pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-98-4, subsection 2 of the West Virginia Code, the board go into executive session to discuss personnel and personnel matters which, if discussed in public, might adversely affect the reputation of any employee.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to go into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Barr, we will return shortly. Oh,
Hold on.
there you go. Got it.
I didn't unmute, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so it's been moved, properly moved and seconded to rise from executive session. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move back into personnel and start with the profession.
Same.
What was that, Dr. Barr?
No, he's talking to somebody else.
Okay, apparently so.
Yell at the dog.
And we don't have any professional start with service. Sorry about that, Dr.
Okay,
Manning.
service, Mason McCann, resignation, bus operator, effective 2/22/24. Amanda Rose, recommending to be hired as cook 2, GCHS. And then the resending of the hire of supervisor of maintenance originally hired on 1/22/24. And then don't have any recommendation for substitute bus operator at this time.
Make a motion to approve the service portion of the personnel agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the service portion of the personnel agenda. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion?
Pooh, no, we need bus drivers though. Anybody that got the one call? Need bus driver operators. Not a bad side gig. Anybody listening?
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty, we'll move on to extracurricular.
Extracurricular, making recommendation to hire Judy Leggett, extracurricular music teacher. Kristen Tuno, auxiliary mini Titan softball coach. And Jacob Wolf, his would be a resignation, head varsity golf coach, effective immediately.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the superintendent's recommendation on the extracurricular portion of the personnel agenda. Is there any further discussion of that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, and go on to permission to post. Dr. Manning.
Got one permission to post. This is one of those auxiliary extracurricular music assistant, Gilmer County Elementary School. This would be an auxiliary position.
Make a motion to approve the permission to post portion of the personnel agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the permission to post portion of the personnel agenda. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All righty, that takes us out of personnel and into continuous improvement. And I believe we have Mrs. West for that section. Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
On Friday, February 16th, I joined our faculty senates and reviewed with them the PowerPoint that I've given you on paper. This is to introduce them to the accountability system that we're establishing in Gilmer County, and it's called the GATE, which the acronym GATE stands for Gilmer Accountability Team for Excellence. Again, our schools have leadership teams, and therefore our county level, we also need to have a leadership team, and that's basically what this GATE team would be. It's going to hold us accountable, our administrators, our principals, our teachers. We're going to be monitoring, but then also giving feedback. And hearing from everyone. We want to hear from our students. We want to hear from our teachers. We want to hear from all stakeholders in this accountability process. And so the GATE, again, it used to be there was an office in Charleston that would come out and hold us accountable in our school systems, and that no longer exists. And so it's on your counties to hold themselves accountable. And so other counties have kind of set that bar, and Dr. Minnie has seen the work from those places. And so we want to have something similar in our county. And so the GATE process is what we're establishing. Our goals, again, we're very close to reaching our goals: reading proficiency, math proficiency, on track for graduation, the chronic absenteeism, again, wanting to continue, keep those
goals as our focus, whether we're elementary or high school or an entire county, working as a team to accomplish these goals for our students. When you look at the GATE work plan, your GATE team, there will be two parts. There will be a district team, and then there would be the school team. And there will be monthly meetings. And as those teams meet, we would put those dates on what's the non-negotiable curriculum calendar. These are dates, these are times, we must be present, we need to get the work done. And so even that is holding us accountable. And so that's some things that we're trying to establish. Team meetings, once a month, the district team would meet, and then once a month, we would go out to the school and meet with the school team. And then twice a year, we will conduct what are called focus walks. And that's on down here in the PowerPoint. There are 3 parts to monitoring. The first will be school walkthroughs, and that's taking place with our principals daily, walking through, checking in on teachers. Dr. Minnie refers to it as boots on the ground.
And that's
And-
just for me to jump in, and I don't want to interrupt, but also Mrs. Butcher, that was one of those things that we had her out there providing feedback on a random basis across the district in classes with principals. So that's more of a boots on the ground type of, we got 3 different types, but that's the main approach.
And then your district data dives, these would take place where we're looking at attendance, we're looking at iReady, not only the benchmarks, the diagnostics, but also the instructional pathways. We would be looking at the number of walkthroughs that are taking place. So those pieces are being created. What exactly do we want to see when we do that data deep dive? And then the focus walks, ideally one would happen each semester. And we would go to both schools and conduct what some of us remember as OEPA. And again, in that process on that day, there would be the walkthroughs taking place in classrooms, but then we would have teacher interviews, we would have student interviews, we would gather all that data, and then as the district team, give feedback for the school leadership teams to then work on this and this. Make these your 2 priorities for this semester, and then give the support that's needed to help them accomplish those goals. And there's more information there on the school walkthroughs, what that would look like. Again, our focus visits, what that would look like. Of course, when you're talking to the teachers, it's like, when is this happening? March the 14th, and March the 15th. That's when we're hoping to go and speak to our schools. And our goal is next week to send out a memo, make them aware that we're coming. I did add a slide there at the end as far as next steps. So how do I get ready for this? I can remember at Troy, we had binders, OEPA binders, and we would stay after and we would study and get ready for. So the next steps, they need to be looking at those WVDE standards for effective schools, and there are 7 standards, continuing to implement the APL strategies for student engagement. Also focusing on using the adopted core curriculum across subject areas and making sure our lesson plans are out, visible. I know our principals, when they're walking through and Mrs. Butcher is walking through, seeing those lesson plans out, making sure we're teaching our standards, West Virginia standards. And then again, just encouraging our teachers to keep doing the great work that they are doing. This is not a gotcha. This is a woohoo, we want to celebrate. So.
And that's what I want to make sure that everybody understands, that this process, one of the main pieces of this process, and OEPA used to do this, and it's based off of the 7 standards for highly effective schools. It's a qualitative data approach. We're going to sit and ask teachers, what's your opinion with this? We're going to gather that qualitative data and code that data and figure out where the teachers feel and where the students feel and where the administrations feel that we need to focus, and then provide feedback based on that qualitative data, because the teachers know we want to make sure the teachers are supported. And this process supports the teachers and what their opinions on how to improve the school, the same as the student, the same as the principal, same as you all and us. So it's a real good way, I think. We're going to be tweaking the process because this is our first time doing it, but it's a real good way, I think, to really get the data on and where we need to focus and where we're all paddling the same direction. and we're very close. We set our goals extremely high. I mean, we set high goals. Improving 8-9% is really tough in a given year. So we're hoping that by doing this, we can make sure in the next few years we reach those goals.
June 4th, 5th, and 6th, that will be the Gilmer County Instructional Academy here for our staff. And there are some things that we are creating for this first focus visit that we will then want to re-examine, gather more input to strengthen those products to then use next year. So that'll be part of the work we do in June 4, 5, and 6. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank
Ms.
you.
West.
All righty, that will take us to the superintendent's update, Dr. Manny.
Just, working on trying to get the posting out there for our treasurer's position. It's currently posted, so I urge anybody that's got an accounting degree to apply for that. We have been laser focused over the last few weeks on this gate project. It's about to kick off, and it's the 26th, but we have to put our information out there, and we're starting to do walkthroughs. We're starting to gather all that data. And, it's going to be a lot of work really quick, but that's our accountability approach that we can report back to you guys, and hopefully that'll make an impact. We got the Neola process. If you guys don't remember, tomorrow is our Neola meeting. I think we've made a lot of progress with our policies. It's been good to work with the team. I think everybody's trusted each other and worked with the team. That is a lot of work, the Neola, but I think we're very close. So we got Sam coming for that. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware. It's I believe the last meeting in April and the first one in May. Is that correct, with the LSIC meetings, Lisa? We got those coming up, and I just wanted to make you aware. I'll send out the dates for those. Those will actually be at the schools like you guys requested. We got the lay of the levy coming up, and that's an important thing that we need to do and make sure that we do right, and we get all of those types of things and the reporting procedures down for those. But everything else seems to be on track, and we're going to get into very quickly the end of the year soon. So it's been a very quick year, I think. So, we do have calendar meetings too that we've got scheduled. We got Mr. Fraser's been working on a couple calendars. I think we got a pretty good couple calendars for the employees to look at, and then us take a look at them and vote on them. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Mann.
Yep, thank you, sir. All righty, we'll still move into board member comments. Start with Mr. Freshair.
I have no comments.
Dr. Miller.
So on February 20th, I attended the Extension Service Committee meeting. Basically, at that meeting, we approved budget memorandums for the year for the County Commission and the Board of Education. The Extension Service agents inquired about the levy and possibly increasing the levy funds for the Extension Service when we do our next levy in, I think, 4 years or something. So obviously we have plenty of time to think about that. Just a few things I wanted to let people know about. The FFA ham, bacon, and egg sale is March 14th at 6 p.m. at the Recreation Center. Obviously, we have our new meat cutting facility now, and this is the first year that the kids have been able to cure our hams and bacons in our own facility in Gilmer County, which is phenomenal. They always put on a really good show, and the public bids on and purchases the ham, bacon, and eggs that the kids have produced. It's a great event and a great way to support the hard work of our kids. The Gilmer County Farm Show Elimination Dinner is March 22nd at 6 p.m. The Gilmer County 4-H Leaders Association Bingo fundraiser is April 12th at 6 p.m. at the Rec Center. Also during our meeting, they handed this out, and I'll pass it around and leave it at the board office. And this is just an example of some of the things that the Extension Service does for our school children. The after-school 4-H club, Clover Bud Camp, Kids Day at the West Virginia State Folk Festival, teaching flag etiquette, Christmas in the Hills, the Kids Market at the Gilmer Elementary Heritage Day, Gilmer 4-H Roundup, and many other things that the Extension Service comes into our schools and provides for our kids. So like I said, I'll leave this here at the board office if anyone wants to take an in-depth look at how the Extension Service affects our county.
Thanks, Hillary.
And that is all I have.
Mr. Chapman.
I just want to wish the girls varsity basketball team good luck traveling to Tug Valley. I don't know where our boys are at or if their season's completed, but I'm pretty sure they're going to.
Wednesday night for a sectional semifinal.
All right, good luck to those. Baseball started. You got to start practice. Good luck. Optimistic for the season. Same way with softball and our junior high teams. And then I want to throw out that our youth leagues, the Gilmer County Pony League, is having signups, and they've been going on for about a month, and those close out March 1st. It's not so much school related, but it is our students that play in that. So just a heads up, they're closing signups March 1st. Those are online. You can go to the Gilmer County Youth Softball and Baseball. I think is what that's on Facebook, and there's a link to sign up.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Just a few follow-up things. There's a Leading Creek Governance Committee meeting on Wednesday. So me, Mrs. West, and Dr. Benny will be going to that to get an update from that governance board. Last week, there was a West Virginia School Board Association meeting on the legislative session. If you tried to keep up with the legislative session recently, good luck, because you get started and you're behind before you even begin. There was over 1,200 bills just in this legislative session dealing with education. So, one that has sticked out that the School Board Association wants us to take a look at is House Bill 4299, passed out of the House and is going to the Senate. And it is for the designation of a school protection officer. It basically would allow the teachers and service personnel, anybody in the school, employee of the school system, to carry a gun after they take a certain class. And, the superintendent would be through that process. But there seems to be several counties that are not, there's some concerns to that process. So the School Board Association has sent out a survey to all school boards across all 55 counties, and we're asked to complete that and provide them with our feedback. That goes to the Senate, I think, this week on Thursday, and they will. They've asked Jim Brown, Executive Director of the School Board Association, to provide feedback from the county boards of education. So that survey actually closes tomorrow. So if you haven't taken it, get on there and try to just share your input on that bill. And then the school board accountability self-appraisal survey that's required for our accountability each year is out. And if we can get it completed, we'll have to have a meeting where it's shared with the public too. And it'll have to be sent into the State Department by August 15th or 3rd, sometime there in August. So that is everything that I believe I have. Is there any further discussion, comments from board members?
I will also say that we have a few positions open in our school system, and if anybody could just bring light to that while you're out in the public. We're looking for a treasurer, bus drivers. There's multiple things. Get on our website and look, but we need some good people.
All righty. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Because it's been properly moved and second, we adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.